Hey everybody, Dacob here. I don't know if I'm live or not. Everything looks so watery. Does anybody see me? I wonder if I'm like... Okay, I see people see me. Okay, because I didn't know if I was on private or not. It's super strange. So we're talking Twin Peaks again. I'm Pixely. If you see me, say something. I have a very interesting thing to talk about today, and that being Laura Palmer. Joseph says, hey, Jacob. It's Dacob, by the way. Thank you, though. Hi, Joseph. I think it's a typo. Most people, like, they type in Dacob, but automatically turns to Jacob. So everybody has difficulties with my name. People are always asking me, like, what? I say, my name is Dacob. And they go, Jacob? No, it's Dacob. But anyway, more than ever, guys, has this question been relevant? Because first of all, okay, so as you can see from the title, I typed it really fast. I might have misspelled Carrie Page's name. If not, I'll correct it later. Do not kill the messenger. Julio, hola Julio. So listen, guys, who is Carrie Page? We know that Laura Palmer, well, the actress, Cheryl Lee, turns into Laura Palmer. She's acting Laura Palmer. And then we have, all of a sudden, Laura Palmer being Carrie Page. What does all this mean? So, I've been thinking about it for quite some time, and I have to give credit to a particular person who wrote me, and I wrote it down here. Vince Inman. Vince Inman, or Inman. Amongst the incredible comments that you've been sending me, guys, and there's been like so many incredible comments pouring in for all the Twin Peaks videos and kind of brainstorming and mind-boggling analysis that I've been kind of like doing these past days, and I'm so grateful for all of your comments. They're so fiery, zesty, but I have to say most of them full of a lot of love for the series and a lot of respect for other, you know, fellow Twin Peaks lovers and fans out there. And that's what it's all about. The community has to have respect for one another. That is the most important thing. But before I get to it, Joey, hey Joey, how you doing? Love you, Dacob. Love you too, Joey. How's it going? Gloria says, hello, Dacob. First time I can watch one of your direct videos. Yay, Gloria! Here we go. So listen. All right. So Vince Inman wrote me. Now listen to this, guys. This is incredible. Because like Carrie Page, what the hell does it mean? And then he says, Carrie Page is the key because she is the missing page of Laura's diary. Carrie Page kills the man in her room because he was an evil agent of the Black Lodge, or even Judy herself. Notice the orb-like bulge in the dead body's shirt. The infinity sign flipping and the ball moving, and the sign doesn't show duality or flip. It's more along the lines of showing a futility of effort of saving Laura. So it goes on a little bit, but then I was thinking to myself, my God, true. And then, even more so, let's add to Vince Inman's theory. So thank you, Vince, so much for this. Listen to this, guys. Carrie Page. Oh my God, it's so fucking mind-blowing. She's literally carrying the missing page of Laura's diary, because as Hawk tells us in the sheriff's station, when he finds the 3 pages in the door in the loo, following his heritage. That's an awkward way of following his heritage, but anyway, he explains to Truman that there's still 1 page missing, the 4th, and then all of a sudden we have Carrie Page, spelled all differently, mind-bogglingly, but literally. Now, again, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that she literally has a piece of paper that's the right page of the diary. She can symbolically represent what was written on the 4th missing page of Laura Palmer's diary. So, in fact, carrying the page means she herself is the embodiment of that missing page, the missing link, so to say. Blew my mind yet again. Vince, incredible. Made me so happy because I think to myself, you know, Lynch always plays with all of these things and all of these, you know, Nido turns out to be Diane O. Linda turns out to be Diane L. You know, then why would Carrie Page be such a different way of spelling than Laura would be? Laura Palmer, Carrie Page. And then it turns out that she is probably the carrier of the page. She is the representation of what is on that page. Mind-boggling. Okay, Philip says Carrie's name is spelled P-A-G-E, not P-A-I-G-E. I'm not so sure about that, Philip, because I've seen it mostly spelled as P-A-I-G-E. But we can double check. I have to check in the end credits. Can somebody do it while I'm talking? The end credits of part 18 to see how they actually spell out Carrie Page's name. Political sloth. So when the infinity symbol flips, Cooper, the ball, goes back in the past. But then when the ball comes back to its initial position, it represents him not being able to save her. Possibility. Yes, it's a possibility. Braun says maybe in part 17, not Laura disappeared, but Cooper moved to another time dimension. Think about that, Dacob. Yeah. I think he could have moved to another dimension. Or another time. All is possible. But that's the beauty of it. I think it's so funny when people like comment on some other video of mine, also Twin Peaks related, that I maybe posted, let's say, a week ago, and then I post, every 2 days more or less comes a video, and then I post something new, and the mind works in mysterious ways. You evolve with the theory, you read something else, you get inspired by something else, and things, slight little nuggets of facts and ideas and just shift and move and evolve. And yet some people comment like, video, that one doesn't make much sense with video, this one, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, well, there's an evolution. It's a progression. And that's the beauty of it, I think. It's growing together and discussing these things together. But I digress because Gloria says the 4th page is in season 2, episode 9, when Donna goes to the Tremons with Cooper. Harold had left a letter for her. That was that page, I guess. They were 4 pages. Philip says it's on the credits. I have a screenshot of it. Okay, Philip. Then credit is given to Philip for correcting us in the spelling. But Philip, you are aware that if they did spell it P-A-G-E, it's even more obvious that she is carrying the page. Gloria, maybe there's then, maybe that's yet another page. But I have to double check that with the diary pages, because if we have indeed then 5, 4 of which Hawk is aware of that we're missing, because I'm not so sure if the one Donna received, I think she gave it to Cooper, so it wasn't missing anymore. Political Sloth says, I don't think we'll ever reach an all-reaching theory, but still fun to try to connect as many as possible. Political Sloth, I love you for that. And thank you for mentioning this, because a lot of people start like fighting in the comment section about like, your theory is not right. Your theory is not right. Mine is better than yours. Let it go, people. Just enjoy. Have fun. By the way, I discovered how this little funny gadget works. This app. Look, guys. The YouTube app. This is so funny. This is so Twin Peaks. Look at this, guys. I could push a dream filter. You want to see the dream filter? Here we go. This is so silly. So yeah, what do you think about the dream filter? Okay, while we're in the dream filter, I'm going to show you something. This is, while we're in this cute, like, theory stuff. Now, let's just, listen, we always take it always too seriously. So I was thinking, like, let's enjoy it a little bit. We just love Twin Peaks for what it is. So with this dream filter I'm using right now, am I Dacob or am I Dacob? With or without the pin? Listen, this is just fun, just for fun, okay? I made a little drawing. This is Philip Jeffries in the little teapot thing, and then he's like spewing out the smoke, and then we get the symbols of Owl Cave. So this is Philip Jeffries, right? So this is the thing, Tammy tells us or explains to Albert, well, Albert and Tammy talk about the tulpa or the tulpa, the tulpas, you know, and some of the characters have their tulpas. We presume Dougie might have been a tulpa. We presume that Diane had her own tulpa. We hear about this interesting situation of the Blue Rose case. Philip Jeffries was played by David Bowie, and then we know that unfortunately, may he rest in peace, passed away. And then, hence we get this as Philip Jeffries. It's just a silly drawing, okay? It's not one-to-one as it should be, obviously. I just made it like out of love and affection. And I thought to myself, who could be the tulpa of Philip Jeffries? Guess. I have a drawing here waiting. I'll show you the drawing. Thank you, Gloria. Gloria says, I love your Philip Jeffries. This is my Philip Jeffries, guys. Okay, but Gloria, who do you think is the tulpa of Philip Jeffries? Wait. Latarnik says, yo, Super Dacob, hello from Poland. Hi, how you doing? Okay, are you ready, guys? Come on, guess. Somebody needs to guess. Jeff loves the dream filter. I know, right? It's so Twin Peaks. Ooh, the dream filter. Guess, guys, who is the tulpa of Philip Jeffries? Oh. Who is the tulpa of Philip Jeffries? Thank you, Philip. Philip likes the drawing. Who do you think is the tulpa of Philip Jeffries, guys? Come on, guess. I have the drawing here waiting for you. You haven't the pin. You are in a dream. I might be. No, there's no pin around me, guys. There's no pin. Who is the tulpa of Philip Jeffries? Okay, you give up, obviously. You're not guessing, guy. Come on. I'm trying to make this as interactive as possible. You know, live streaming, comments. NJ Fred says, sorry, I have no idea. It's actually so simple and so silly. Think about the silliest thing that you could think about as the tulpa of Jeffries. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with Buenos Aires in Argentina. I'll just show it to you. Look, this this is the tulpa of Philip Jeffries. Oh, guys. It's the little Gidget, you know, from like part 3 or 4. You know, in the little plate, we have that Buenos Aires thing, that little kind of machine, that receiver with the 2 little blinking eyeballs, and then it shrinks into a little microchip. Isn't this hilarious? It's so stupid. Forgive me, but I just needed to have some fun. So, like, Philip Jeffries tulpa. I'm the only one laughing. This is so sad. Ron says, screenshot of part 18. It's page... Yeah, P-A-G-E. Yeah. Well, I can't see it because, like, it's scrolling through the chats now. But I trust you guys. Yeah, Philip already told us. I'll correct the title as soon as I'm done with the live stream. And then we're going to have the correct page spelling. Thank you so much for correcting that, guys. Why would Lorraine text Philip Jeffries tulpa? I don't know. It was just silly because... Listen, I'm not saying this is any theory that has any fundament in anything. It was just so funny to have Philip Jeffries as this metal concoction of a teapot and then envision his tulpa as this micro little Gidget that once it's, you know, just like the tulpa, like Dougie, for example, once he has completed the purpose he was constructed for, he turns into a little ball. And then like the Philip Jeffries tulpa just kind of shrinks into a little microchip once it's done doing what it was supposed to do. You know what I mean? Whatever. It's just fun, guys. Don't shoot the giant. No, 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 no. Look, it's a dream sequence. The giant is dreaming. I mean, we're dreaming, and the giant is coming to say, beware of Philip Jeffries' microchip. There. So, guys, that's all I wanted to do. It was just a quick little update. Fun times with Twin Peaks. I cannot wait because Mrs., I think she's Mrs. Sutherland, has announced that we will soon be hearing about the dates that will be released on when the DVD or Blu-ray set of Twin Peaks: The Return will have kind of an intro date, a release date. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also extremely looking forward to Mark Frost's the final dossier about Twin Peaks, you know, the book. And I'm really, 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 really hoping, and like fingers crossed, that we're going to get that we're going to get news on a possible season 4, series 4, extra episodes in the Blu-ray disc, some limited edition movie for television or for Showtime or something, anything. But I just think the more I think about it, even like if we think about Carrie Page being this extra page, carrying the page, that extra secret, the missing link of the entire mystery, just the fact that maybe that's a possibility kind of opens up so much hope, in my opinion, that there will be something more to come. Why would they let us just hang there? And even more, what arouses my suspicions even more, that there will be a continuation to this Twin Peaks saga, is the fact that everybody that is involved in the production of Twin Peaks, or the actors, I mean, from Kyle MacLachlan to Sutherland, they all kind of say, it's not that they're saying it's over, but they're saying like, oh, absolutely no, we have absolutely no news on that front, and that to me, it seems like so. Like they're not allowed to say something by contract, or I don't know, and it's not, maybe there's no contract yet. Maybe it's not like just like too far. Let's not push it too far there. But I have the feeling something is a brewing. I feel it. I feel the sizzle in the air. There will be more, guys. Trust you me. I feel it. I know it's gonna happen. They're not gonna give up on us just like that. They see the love pouring in. David, Mark, if you're watching, any of us out there on the tubes, it needn't be me. It can be some other channel or all the channels together or whatever. Listen to us. We literally, we really need more Twin Peaks. You can't, We can't go on without more Twin Peaks. That's it. That's it. That's what it's going to be. So let me read a couple of your comments and then off we go to the dream realm. Kyle, okay, so Philip says, Kyle mentioned behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, behind the scenes is always fun, but I want more, episodes. Jap App says, the past 2 days I saw this series and I think it was very weird. Well, you're going to need some time to get used to it, but it gets less weird with time. You know what I mean? It gets more maybe abstract, but you get used to the style, and the more you get used to it, the more addicted you get to it, because it's just a very special narrative form that transcends all others. And it really, once you really went through Twin Peaks, all the series and the movie and everything, you can't go back to watching simple TV shows anymore. It's just so unsatisfying. You've tasted a better drug and you don't want to go back. You know what I mean? And yeah, it does sound a little bit arrogant in a way, because I'm not talking, you can go back to watching sitcoms, total other genre, but if you're going to watch some sort of like TV show, there's nothing out there like Twin Peaks, so I guess it's really hard to compare. But if you're going to watch something that has that length, that format, more or less the topic that's kind of serious but kind of interacts in some sort of way with, I don't know, supernatural phenomena or some sort of thriller, mystery genre, some sort of killing, murder, mystery, all that stuff combined together, you can't. You just, after Twin Peaks, you can't. You just, everything else is just, it doesn't satisfy you. You figure stuff out after 5 seconds of the first episode airing of some other TV show, and you're just like, there's no mystery. There's no like, For example, this is a stupid example, but I just watched Annabelle 2 yesterday, and I was like, you're predicting, it's so predictable. Already, the second you see one scene, you're like, oh, okay, now that's going to happen. Oh, and that happened? Oh, okay. And then that's going to happen. And, it's just, you see how some filmmakers are like simplifying everything, and the writers, they just don't stimulate the mind as much as Frost and Lynch do. Somebody told me in the comment sections of my other Twin Peaks video, like, I should be giving Frost more credit. It's a unity project between David Lynch and Mark Frost. And yes, you're completely right. I actually do give credit to both. I find it quite awkward, to be perfectly honest with you, that Miss Sutherland would kind of mention, when they ask her, like, oh, did David Lynch read Mark Frost's book, The Secret History of Twin Peaks? She doesn't limit herself to say, no, he didn't. She makes it sound like, no, of course not. Like, he would never read. Why wouldn't he? David. Mark Frost watched the show. Why don't you read his book? I know the show was made between you and him, but I would read his book if I were you. I think it's polite. And it doesn't have to be like polite in a sense of, yeah, I'm higher than you, I'll read it just to be nice to you. No. You might gain some really interesting points and takes on this entire world by reading your friends' and colleagues' book. Or your daughter's book, for that matter, The Secret Diary of Laura Palmer, which we don't know if you didn't read, but we have been told that you haven't read. So, either way, guys, either way, I'm loving this Twin Peaks era. I never thought we would get Twin Peaks again, and then it came. It washed over us like a wave. It's like the ebb and the flood, and now like it's retracting and it's leaving us dry on the shore, and we need that water to live. We're like the fish out of water. Anyway, Eileen says hello. Hi Eileen, how you doing? Fred says simple TV shows are boring. You need something to think about. Totally true. Luzine says Twin Peaks reminds me a lot of Japanese anime and Japanese storytelling style in general, which is quite different from the Western narrative tradition. I won't be surprised if Lynch is into it. Fred says, yes, you are right, Luzine. Philip says, Jennifer said her father never read her book in an interview. Yeah, you see? Oh, well. The giant, Lynch, the giant is telling you, read your daughter's book. And read Mark Frost's book. Thank you. So guys, this was just a quick little video. I hope you had fun with me sharing the love for Twin Peaks. I can make more of these if you want. Let me know. But more or less the theories are kind of, it is what it is, We could like have fun with more of them, but at the end of the day, I just love spending time with you. That's what it is for me. Twin Peaks, I finally found a community that also loves it, because when I was growing up, it was like nobody wanted to talk to me about it. I was like a loner crab, Anyway, Latarnik says Animal Life. What about Animal Life? Above the convenience store? Of course I remember the sentence. Are you kidding me? Latarnik. Oh, what? I'm not a Twin Peaks fan since yesterday. I'm a Twin Peaks fan since the 90s. Eileen says, you should give us watching assignments to discuss weekly. That would be so funny. Could you imagine our Twin Peaks homework of the week? Can you say something more about Coop's pin? I noticed in episode 2, Coop is in the glass box wearing a pin. How the hell does that work? Oh, that pin. Listen. Well, okay, this is the thing with the pin. While he's in the glass box, he's technically still within the realm of the lodges. He hasn't exited anywhere, so it's okay to have the pin there. The pin is not there in whatever we see depicted as this dream vision world of his. And a lot of you have been saying, like, but dreams are much more complicated in Twin Peaks than you think. Yeah, I know, but you got to call it something. I've spelled it out 1,000 times in the comment section. Under dream, we understand his own visions, his interior struggle against himself and his shadow self and all the other partitions of his soul that he has to confront and be confronted with. I have mentioned, a lot of you asked me, like, but how does Doppelganger come back to the lodge? He never left the lodge to begin with. That's my theory. Back already in season 2 when Cooper enters the lodge. And then afterwards, at the end of season 2, we see the doppelganger Coop smashing the mirror in the Great Northern. That's already the vision. That already, him being in the Great Northern is already something that happened in the mind of Cooper while he's in the Black Lodge fighting, initiating this battle of himself with his shadow self. And he wins in the end. And in part 18, it begins with Mr. C seated in that chair in the Black Lodge in these flames surrounding him. He's just seated so kind of peacefully, as if he were peacefully in a cage. I envision him as he was always seated in that chair. and Cooper could have been seated in front of him, and they could have, you know, the good Cooper, whatever. And they just kind of, it's a battle of the soul, and all of these visual depictions are depictions of his interior soul fight, and he's battling for his own soul, and that's what it is to me. And so, let me take the dream filter off. I'm getting annoyed by it. You want bubbles? This is so stupid. So yeah, now we're in the bubble world. This is Dougie's world. Oh, really? I can actually flap them around? This is hilarious. So yeah, bubble world. Okay, let's go to 8mm. Let's do old school. There you go. So Dougie's world. No, so as I said, you know, the doppelganger never really left the lodge. That's the answer to that. And I do believe that what we see in this visual of the cellar of the Great Northern, since Cooper's key, the 315 key, is meant to open his, you know, bedroom door, which was like, what, first or second floor of the Great Northern, he ain't gonna, you know, he can't open the cellar door of the Great Northern. It's again another symbol, and I do believe that it represents like a back door entrance to the Black Lodge through the Great Northern Hotel. We've been speculating about the fact whether or not the Great Northern Hotel was where a portal or an entrance to the White Lodge might be, but it turns out that it's also the Black Lodge in a way, and that corridor that leads to the back door, the real door that Cooper opens with 315 key, isn't like, it's not that because Cooper is outside of that door that he's outside of the Black Lodge. He's kind of still in that realm of the Black Lodge, I do believe. That's why he has his pin on, and Diane and Gordon go with him to the door. But at the door he says, guys, don't follow me past this door. He doesn't want them to go into the Black Lodge, obviously. He doesn't want them to have all the, maybe to have to go through all the possible struggles and fights that he had to go through. You know, it's a lot of complications there and things to think about. But truth is, he tells them, don't follow me past this door, guys. I gotta go in there alone. So yeah, it was an incredible battle. You know, the whole season 3, or not season 3, call it just the return. Beautiful. And now with all of these details popping up and more thoughts, you know, all this kind of way that we're processing things and the way we're moving forward, the more time passes and the more it's just so beautiful to go and rewatch it. Even more so than kind of rewatching every episode as they would come out weekly. And of course you rewatch every episode 4 or 5 times before the next episode starts. But now having all the pieces of the puzzle that we have for now, in the hopes that there will be a season 4 or whatever, it's even more beautiful to kind of let that time pass. We digest it, we let it grow on us, into us, around us, and then rewatching the scenes, it just makes them just more magical than they were really the first time around. At least listen, I can only speak for myself, guys, you know. Anyway, let's go back to normal. I'm back in reality. Whew, where was I? What happened? What happened? So yeah, guys. So Ashtangadan says the pin is causing problem for me. No, don't let it cause a problem. It's just a little pin. Parakaldistam, oh god, that's a hard, difficult name to pronounce, says, hey, hi. Atani says, time travels, yes. So yeah, and James Brackenbury says, what was the deal with Red? With the guy, Red? I don't know. I'm still thinking about Red, and I'm still thinking about a lot of other characters, but yeah. Jan says, I was wondering, when Jeffries says Cole is going to remember the unofficial version, I thought he meant about him as Bowie. No, I think he means that Cole will remember that there was another version of time where Laura was murdered, and Cole will also know that Cooper went back into time and changed that. So I believe that Jeffries wants to tell us that Gordon Cole will be the one who knows about both versions of the story. That's what I believe. Which, you know, Cole is David Lynch. Why wouldn't he? But Jan says, but now I'm wondering if it was not meant as the unofficial version of the timeline Laura dead versus Laura never been killed. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I should have read your message before I went on blabbering. Super Dacob's version of the pin is his screen filter. Yes. Lumpy Lump says, did you watch part 17 and 18 synced simultaneously? Okay, so Miss or Mrs. Sutherland said, do not watch them synced. That's not how these episodes should have been watched. So she's telling us that Lynch is telling us that that's not what he intended. But I did try to watch synced some scenes. Some scenes work, some scenes just don't work synced at all, guys, in my personal opinion, but whatever. Norman says, and a magician. Paracaidis. Oh, it's a difficult name. It means parachute in Spanish. Oh, okay. Paracaidis. No. Paracaidis. Okay. Yes, parachute jumper. That's what it means in Spanish. Norman says, the endings synchronous are the most interesting. Yes, they are. Synchronized 17 and 18. It is interesting to play them together. It is. I have to admit, it is. But not everything kind of works synced up. Some things work scarily well, and they stimulate your thought, and they make you go, wow, and they make you feel good because you have the feeling you've discovered another door. I know that feeling, guys, but why would, the producer of the show lie to us? I don't see a reason why she would, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, she had no reason to say, no, don't watch them that way. If we guessed the theory, the series that was the trick, then she would have maybe said, I can't say anything about this. She would have kept like a distance from it, but she was like so categorical about saying, no, this is not how you should watch it. So I don't know, whatever. I still watched it synced, and it was fun to watch. So yeah. Norman says, see Sarah trying to destroy Laura's picture while Laura's looking at the house. Hear Sarah and scream. Yeah. I know, it's scary. Jan says, Sutherland said twice that they were still working hard on season 3. That's a weird sentence. Makes me still hope for a final episode or something. Yeah, but I also heard that what she meant was that they're still kind of finishing off, I don't know, edits for like other TV stations because it's going to be some free TV premiere or something like that. And they have to wrap up, of course, the DVD production and the Blu-ray production of it. There's going to be some extra features for sure. Philip says, I don't think the thing with the red and the coin was a magic trick. I think it was a delusion Richard was having due to the drug he was on. Interesting. Yeah, that's a possibility, because that synthetic drug that they're talking about harassing Twin Peaksians, or is it Twin Peaksies? Twin Peaksonians? Twin Peaksons? Twin Peaksies? Twin Peaksinians? James says, okay, so wait, Ismail said, you jumped my question. Maybe you answered before I joined. Oh, geez, I don't know. Ask me again the question. James says, didn't Candy seem to behave a little like Dougie to you? I loved Candy. She was like, and I'm like, okay, give me some more Candy. I loved it. It was hilarious. Latanic says, Jumping Man. Who is it? Yeah, we did see Sarah like overimposed over the Jumping Man. Could be a sentinel of Judy. Could be some spy for Judy, or some sort of kind of informant of Judy, maybe even. Norman said, Candy and the drunk both had different traits similar to Dougie. Yeah. Eileen the Queen says, Candy, lol. We just love Candy. I think they should make a Funko Pop of Candy. Wouldn't that be so cute? Well, let me see if I have a filter, like a Candy filter. Like this YouTube filter is like totally Twin Peaks. Every single filter. Look, Dance Party. Okay, this is the Roadhouse. The Roadhouse presents. Then we got, okay, this is Glamour. Well, nothing glamorous about that. There's a Beam. Meh. Dawn. Okay, documentary. This is so silly, documentary. That don't look like documentary at all. Sepia. Okay, this is kind of classy, sassy, old school. Then we got Silver Screen. Oh, movie style. Okay, this is episode 8, guys. Now we're in episode 8. The Fireman is back. Then we got The Haunting. You want the Haunting filter? Awful. Bob. Back to Silver Screen. And a sketch. This is the drawing David Lynch made. Gordon Cole made in his room before Albert arrived, with the little animal with the hand kicking in. Anyway, Jacob Starr says, some people are saying the giant and the fireman are two different entities. I think so too. I think they're different just because David Lynch wanted to make sure that there's no discrepancy in the logic of the events, not of the events, but of what the character does. Because the giant in season 1 and 2, well, in season 2, is in the Black Lodge, is outside of the Black Lodge. He's, in this vision of Cooper in the Roadhouse. He's in Cooper's dreams in the Great Northern Hotel. He's a little bit everywhere. But the fireman is very specifically in the White Lodge. It appears through dreams, but is not anymore mixing with the Black Lodge. So, in a way, I think that's why maybe it was necessary for him to name him a different name, and just to be very clear about the fact that these are two different characters, because one of them does not mix with the lodges, with the reality of things, and some sort of dreams within reality 1.0 of Twin Peaks. You know what I mean? So I think, personally, that's my opinion why they changed the name and changed the character. But still, Lynch wanted to use the same actor because, he is amazing. Let's face it. He's so memorable. He's as memorable as the little man from another place. But unfortunately, he's not in Twin Peaks: The Return. So yeah. James says, am I wrong, or did the fireman show Andy a power pole with the number 6 on it when Andy went to the White Lodge? Yeah, that's one of the visions he had. That's one of the visions Andy had, and we were led to believe that the vision he saw might have been Carrie Page's. It's always the same pole at the end of the day, but the pole that Cooper sees, aka Richard, sees when he's walking towards Carrie Page's house. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, the fireman showed Andy 3 poles with 6 on it. One of them is near Carrie Page's house. I don't know if did he show him 3 of them? I have to see that sequence again. But were they just flickering 3, or was it he showed 1 pole, then he showed another sequence, then again a pole, then another? No, because I think the pole appears in 1 sequence only. Yeah, Jacob Starr says he only showed 1. I also only remember 1. Anyway. So guys, video getting long. Really, Philip says 3 poles. But Philip, is he showing 3 poles, are they shifting like that? He showed the 2 Coopers, overlapping and then splitting. Jan says yes, 3. But were they splitting up as 3, or were they a shot of 1 pole, cut, shot of a 2nd pole, cut, shot of a 3rd pole? Jacob Starr is going to check real quick. Okay. 3 different poles. Oh, 3 different poles. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and check that sequence 2 again. You see, we have this repetition of the 3. We got the number 3 is also very recurrent with the 3 Coopers. Well, there might be even a 4th one at the end because he has all of them inside of him. These 3 poles now you mentioned. But then another number that repeats a lot is the 7. Also the 8 for other reasons, but the 7 is a particular number as well. So yeah. Jacob says, what episode was it? Andy goes up to the White Lodge, I think 15 or 16. It's either part 15 or part 16. I think could be 16. 14? No. No. I don't think Andy's in the White Lodge in part 14. That way back? No. I think, when did they go to Jack Rabbit's palace? I think they went to behind Jack Rabbit's palace. Was it that early on? Eileen says she thinks it's 16. I also think it's 16. Maybe 15, but I think it's 16. Jacob says, yeah, it's 14. I'm there now checking. Really? Oh my God, I have no notion of time anymore. So early in the game, huh? Part 14, they already showed us Andy in the White Lodge. I don't have a White Lodge filter. I have the beam. This is a beam filter. Dream filter. Bubbles. Yeah, Eileen is like, whoa. I know, right? It was already part 14. God, time flies. It's already 1 week without Twin Peaks, by the way. Anyway. So yeah, while we're checking and waiting for you guys to check, I can't because I'm here. Who killed Laura Palmer? We don't know. I'm gonna show you again. Jeffrey. Oh, upside down Jeffries. Jeffries and his tulpa. This is in Buenos Aires. Yes, it's 3 times. Okay, so Jan says yes, it's 3 times, but always the Carrie Page pages. I.e. Lee. Lee? What do you mean? Jan, I'm really bad with abbreviations. It's 3 times the pole it carries. Okay, so it's 3 times the same pole that's shown to Andy in part 14 of Twin Peaks: The Return. Thank you so much, Jan and Philip, for helping us out with this. Yeah. Okay, so Philip also tells us the thing Andy's holding is a lotus mandala. Jan says it's 3 times the same pole. All right. Paracaidista says Buenos Aires. Yeah, this one. This little thing was in Buenos Aires or Buenos Aires. This little gidget. Yeah. And Eileen says Tea Kettle Jeffrey. Tea Kettle Jeffries and Jeffrey's tulpa. Anyway, guys, I love you all so much. Thank you so much for tuning in and having some fun. You know, we could have these like quick little chats from time to time. I think it's really fun because our love for Twin Peaks and for one another, for each other, is really strong. So we gotta keep the love growing and the respect growing. And we are all hopeful and you know, fingers crossed, hopeful that Twin Peaks will return. So, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, all spelled together, Super Dacob. I'm also on Twitter, also all spelled Super Dacob. And yeah, follow me. Let's chat some more, guys. So yeah, Abigail says I have the same shirt. Abigail, twinsies. Bam, give me 5. So see ya, guys. Talk to you very soon. Somewhere. Let me see. Let me turn us back to the dream. I'm going back to sleep now, guys. I shall see you very soon. Very soon. Bye-bye.